right, let's do this. So thank you. It looks like your link is working this time. Your email says that you're getting a blank screen, and I too am getting kind of a blank screen. So I'm going to see what I can do. So one of the reasons that I kind of like doing this video of the debugging, as it were, is because debugging really is a big part of programming. I mean, you're going to run into a situation a lot where you're working on a project with other people and you need to sort of read through their code, understand what's happening, and be able to communicate that way. Also, debugging is a really good skill. Even if you're not a good programmer, if you're a great debugger, then other people can call you up and you can kind of walk through the process for them. And debugging is a really good skill to kind of learn. And so I'm trying to demonstrate it. And hopefully this helps you in the future when you run into other things. And I know your email says that you've tried a lot of things and you tried doing the inspect thing, and that's what I want to see. I want to see you trying, and you're writing really good email questions. You're telling me what the problem is and what you've already tried, and you're kind of stuck, and so you're asking for help, and that's what I'm here for, to help you. And so, okay, we should have the code basically done, says your email. It's got this score stuff, and I'm seeing score right there, and then I'm seeing score equals 0 right before the restart, and then add the score. So yeah, I'm seeing all the same code that we basically added so few lines of code during the last time. We should have a bit about adding the code to the screen down in our update section. Yep, and here you go. Those are, really not a lot of lines of code. And so we're going to have, I've hit the run button here and nothing appears to be happening. So the first thing I'm going to do, just like you, is I'm going to hit that inspect button. I do see an error here. So I'm going to go into my console, and it looks like I have an uncaught token, or an uncaught syntax error, unexpected token, and it's a closing curly bracket. Somewhere line 94. It doesn't always show us there. So again, my console is telling me, though, it is an uncaught error around 94. So we have an unexpected closing bracket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this. I'm going to, I want to be able to see this a little bit more. Can I just push that to the side? Yeah, push it a little bit more to the side. That'll be fine. So I'm looking for an uncaught closing bracket, right? So I could start up at the top and basically look for my opening bracket, and that one's paired up with that one. I could do that. I could also do a Control F. I wonder, you can't see it up there, but the Control F on my keyboard in this opens up a kind of find menu, and it's going to kind of search inside of the page itself. And when I do this, I'm going to search for all of the closing brackets, and because we have an uncaught unexpected closing bracket, and so I'm going to look at all my closing brackets and where they're at. And right here, I'm going to basically be able to sort of click into these and see that this one's matching with this draw pipe function, and this on line 37 is matching with the draw pipe or make pipe function up there. We have a closing curly bracket here on that, and here on that one. That's good. So here, oh, you know what? Right here, we have a draw pipes function that is closing immediately after it's opening, and then we have this that's part of this if statement. We have this one, part of this if statement. We have this one that's closing that for statement, and we have this one that's not aligned anywhere. And in fact, we have this little red dot, unrecoverable syntax error, right? And it's because we have this closing curly bracket right there. If we get rid of that closing curly bracket, then these closing curly brackets match up. And we can see the little highlight of the underscore yellow underneath. And we got rid of that red dot there, but we have some new red dots over here, right? We have a few new red dots. And so these red dots on the side are also going to give us some clues as to what is happening. Now, I'm going to keep looking. We've got this red dot. I'm going to close this search thing, and I'm just going to go read through these red dots really quick. So this red dot says that there is a lot wrong with this. Apparently, there's an expected closing parenthesis to match an opening parenthesis from line 64, but instead it saw an opening curly bracket. And so here looks like we're expecting to have some opening and closing parentheses. So we should have one on the outside. We should have one way over here. That's good. We should have this one. Hopefully matches up with this one, and in fact it does. Over here, we have this matching up with, now that is weird. It's highlighted so that it's matching up with both of these? Okay. Well, that's strange. What is happening here? Instead of found 0. Oh, where's my 0 in here? Oh, you know what? As I look a little bit closer, I think the parentheses are okay. We've got the square brackets here. We have our, right here, we have an opening curly bracket and a closing square bracket. And I think that might be one of the things we're having. And in fact, we see this red dot, and we see that this is all kind of underlined and colored here, right? And so if we fix this, let's put a square bracket there. And okay, so we've gotten that square bracket. Our red dot went away. This changed to the right color again. If we scroll down a little bit more, we can see a couple of more little red dots. Let's start at the top again. Bad assignment. Okay, and if we look through here, we actually see that it's underlined right here. This is the bad assignment, right? We can see this on this one too. This one says unrecoverable syntax error, and over here it says unrecoverable syntax error. So we don't necessarily even need to go through, character by character. This is trying to help us. It's trying to let us know where the problem is, and it's a bad assignment. And that's because what we're doing here is we're checking. This is an if statement, so what we want to see is we want to basically see like a true or false statement. And so we're going to check, does the side over here equal the side over there? And what we have here is a single equal sign. And in math, that makes perfect sense, because the single equal sign is, it means that they are equal to each other. But a single equal sign in computer programming means effectively that the thing, the variable name on the left side, is getting the value of the stuff on the right side. So what's trying to happen here is that we're trying to make pipe 0.x plus pipe w have the value of bird x minus bird radius. And we can't do that because we can't put the value into something that also has like math inside of it. So what we want to do is we want to check to see if they are equal. And to check to see if something is equal, we're actually going to use two equal signs. So we're just going to add an equal sign there. And as we do that, the little error goes away, which is great news. And then here we have an unrecoverable syntax error. Okay, so that's not too helpful, but I mean, it's a thing, I guess. Unrecoverable syntax error. So again, not much to go by there. It's just unrecoverable, it says. So, okay. We see that this is matching up nicely with that, though. Score plus equals 1, that works too. This is, I'm hoping, oh, you know what? Hold on. I'm selected this closing curly bracket. Oh, you know what? Here we go. So right here, we have the function draw pipes, right? And we're closing it here. And here on line 62, we have function detect collision. We don't have an opening curly bracket right here. Function detect collision should have a space in it as well. And I found this out. I mean, I kind of skimmed past it, but we can see, like up here, this is beautiful purple and orange, and this is all just white. Yeah. So to make it purple and orange, we do that. And then, of course, we've got a bunch of errors, right? We need to put an opening curly bracket there. And this is trying to be helpful. And so it adds a closing curly bracket right away. We don't want the closing curly bracket. And as we do that, we now can see that this curly bracket down here, line 78, which you had, that was right, is matching with this one. And as we do that, this unrecoverable syntax error just kind of disappeared because we've effectively wrapped it in a function. Okay, so far let's go and keep scrolling. Now we have a yellow here. We have an expected an assignment or function call, but instead saw an expression. And that's because we've left off a couple of characters, at the end of this particular bit. So one, most of the lines of the code need to have the well, yeah, this is a fill, right? See down here, right here, CTX fill, and that's exactly what we want here. So we're going to add our parentheses, and we're going to close it with a semicolon there. So far, so good. And then down here, we've got another couple of red dots. So we're just kind of starting, and we did the inspect and we didn't get an error, so we're going down the red dots, right? This error says function closure expression, okay, is only available in Mozilla JavaScript extensions, okay, and it expected an identifier and instead saw a closing, well, that's a semicolon, right? And here we are again opening a function, and so instead of a semicolon right there, we want an opening curly bracket. And now again, it's trying to be helpful, so it's adding a closing. We don't want the closing. We want to have our own closing. And in fact, we did have our own closing down here. And as soon as we turned that from a semicolon to a open curly bracket, that red dot ran away. Or it didn't run away, it just sort of disappeared. So we can now happily scroll up to the top, and we're looking here, and we don't see any red dots anywhere, right? So we're going to try and run this one more time. And we're not seeing anything over here. But that's, I mean, it's okay. It was broken before we got here. It's a little bit fixed now, I'm sure. So let's do the inspect and see what else is our issue. So we have 2 new errors, which are good because these are new errors, right? Every time we solve an error and we get a new error, that means we're making progress. So we start at the top. We have an uncaught type error. Document.add event listener is not a function. Oh, and if we look at this really closely, we can see we have a capital I right there. Okay, so we are going to go through the text. I mean, maybe sometimes this sometimes works, and most of the time doesn't, apparently. So that's fine, I guess. Back to the console for me. We have a capital I in listener. So we're going to come on down here. Oh, and I got lucky. It's kind of right here. Plain where is Waldo, and I just sort of won. Now, if I didn't want to, accidentally find it so quickly, I could have also used my F key, or Control F, and just looked for event listener, and I would have found that. Now we have another error here, which says that we have an uncaught type error, cannot read property height of undefined, HEIGHT, at draw background and update and step. So there's a height of undefined. Okay. And back to the console. So I could come into try and find height. Okay. Have fun. Bye. Okay. It helps if you spell height properly. Okay, so we have a height of undefined, and now I've highlighted all of the word height. And we have a this.height for make pipe. Okay. CVS canvas, that's right. Line 153. Oh, pipe 0, possibly. Oh, and you know what? Hold on a second. Let's see. There's also this cvs.width.cvs.height. I'm going to guess that that is one of our problems. I think that instead of a dot here, I think we wanted a comma. Because then we have our CVS width, canvas width, and our CVS height, our canvas height. While previously it was looking for a thing called canvas.width.canvas.height, and that all together is nothing. So I think I solved both of those. Let's go ahead and close that. Let's rerun this, and we got a background. We're making progress. Okay, sweet. I'm not seeing any new red dots anywhere. I am seeing a beautiful pink background, so let's go ahead and inspect this. We have a new error. Our error says that draw pipes is not defined, and that's likely because draw pipes here is all lowercase. And so what we're going to want to do is find the draw pipes. Oh, and it's, you know what, in function update. Let's make it a capital P because I think that that's what we called it. Right up here, yes, capital P. So let's go ahead and run it. And we've got our pipes showing up, more than our pipes showing up. Did you see? Oh, hold on. Run that again. Okay, so far so good. It stopped almost immediately. We did have another thing I want to point out. We have our little score there. It says 0, which is super exciting, and then it's stopping. It's stopping, I think, where the ball should be hitting it. So I think there might be an issue with our collision detection. It's not quite restarting properly, but that's, I mean, and also I'm not seeing a ball. So let's go ahead into our console again, and we have a capital X is not defined, right? Which is, I mean, we're using the capital X right here, not defined. It's on 97 and it doesn't show me the code here, which is really sad. If it showed me the code, it'd be even easier. It's okay, but it's happening at detect collision. So we can go into our detect collision function and we're going to look for an X that's not defined. Okay, here's my detect collision function. And it's just kind of wrapping, you know, around, but we have a pipe0.x. Oh wait, hold on. This is a beautiful pipe0.x. We can see the red number, the green X. As we move around here, we have our pipe 0, but this X isn't green, which is weird, right? And it says X is not defined. Well, and that's because we actually don't want X all by itself. That's a comma right there. What we want is a period right there. So we're just going to replace the comma with a period, and our X turns green. That's good. So let's run this again. Let's close this. Thank you. Let's run it. So far, so good. I mean, it's breaking at the same spot, but that's okay. We can inspect it again. Back into our console, we have a new error. Again, new errors are fantastic news because that means we fixed the old error. We have something new to fix. So we have a pipe gape. Well, and that's probably supposed to be a pipe gap. Little bitty errors like this happen. They're perfectly fine to happen. All right. It's at detect collision. This is the function. So that's already the section of code that we're looking at. We have a pipe gape. So in here somewhere, there's a pipe gape. So there's pipe, there's bird, there's pipe, there's pipe, there's bird, there's bird, there's bird, there's pipe, pipe, bird, pipe, pipe. Oh, pipe gape. That should be a pipe gap. Just like that. Because that's what our variable was called when we made the variables up here. It says pipe gap, right? So back into our collision detection or detect collision, and we're going to close that. So far, oh, hey, check this out. Look at that, look at that, look at that. We still don't have a ball on the screen, but our resetting is seeming to happen at least. So let's go ahead and inspect this. We don't have any errors, which is great. We have some warnings. Most of these warnings are from the editor that we're using. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, because I'm not seeing a ball anywhere, is I'm going to check my ball stuff, right? Where am I drawing the ball at? So here's my draw bird, right? Here's my draw background. Here's my bird X and Y. Well, just changing the Y and the gravity actually. I do have a function called draw bird. I'm going for it. There's my function restart. Well, that's gonna be a problem later, but we're gonna fix that later. Because I just want to leave it there. That's definitely not how length is spelled. Here's my detect collision. I feel like we've done a lot in there recently. Here's my draw pipes. There's a lowercase x here. We're going to have to deal with that in a little bit. And where's my draw bird? Hey, where's my draw bird? It says I have a, look, draw background. Draw back. Oh, here we go. Draw bird. Draw bird. I don't know how I missed that. I literally highlighted it. I talked about it, and then I just kept looking for a draw bird that wasn't there. I'm a little insane, but that's okay. So, fill style is bird. Okay, we can't, bird's not a color. we have to pick a color for fill style, and bird is not a color, and so the color of our particular bird here is no color at all, which happens to be clear. Let's put a red bird in there and see if that helps. Run. So no, doesn't quite help, but that's, you know, that's a thing, I guess. So we have a begin path, we have a fill style, we have an arc. That should be working. Fill. Okay, let's look at where we're adding our fill or our bird. We're adding it right after the background and before the pipes. We should have a bird showing up on the screen. The fact that we don't have the bird showing up on the screen is a little sad, but you know, we'll figure that out. So I wonder what else is the problem then. Let's see if we have any issues. No? Okay, well then let's go check. Let's go fix those two things that I saw really quick. This pipe.length should be length. Maybe that'll help. And oh, hold on a second. Garrity. That should be, oh, you know what? That should be gravity. Okay, so let's fix that. Gravity. Did we spell that properly? Let's head on up to the top here. That is gravity, Gravity, and right down here, Gravity. That looks better. Length looks better. There was a lowercase x here, and that's a capital X, and this is a lowercase x. And the only reason I recognize these things is because I'm staring at things all day long that look slightly different. So I fixed a couple of things, small little typos. Let's see if that helps. Let's run it. Okay, so no ball on the screen yet. Let's go inspect something really quick. Here's my console. Now what I could do is I could try and sort of like print out to the console perhaps where the ball is, right? And that'll help me along the way. You know, because right now I'm just kind of curious. I don't know. Our bird should be starting at 175, right? So let's come on down into my draw bird function, and let's go ahead and just console.log, and we're gonna print out bird y. We're just gonna print out the y value of the bird just to see. Run it, and here we go. And that is a really big number. It did restart. It is just dropping very, very quickly. It's going very, very fast. And it's not, hold on a second right here. Wait. It is starting at 76 and then going super, super far down. But it is starting at 76, which is about here. We should be able to see it. Maybe red's not a good color. Maybe let's make this, let's make it a black. I don't know why it should matter. Yeah, still no ball there. Okay. Well, let's look at our draw background. This is pink, right? If we get rid of this one line, well, and we also know that the function drawBird is being called because the code is here, like it's showing up, right? And it's definitely looping, and then it hits to about 2000, and that thing hits it. And so our, you know, like CTX begin path, all good. Fill style, all good. That's our arc. Now our arc, hold on one second. Maybe we're having problems with how we're drawing an arc. You know, maybe that's what's having a problem here. We have a bird X, bird Y, bird radius. I don't have any other arcs, you know, handling, do I? No. So I'm going to have to look it up really quick, which I can do. Is that my fiddle? No, that's somebody else's fiddle. That's your fiddle from a while ago. Let me go to my fiddle. jazz fiddle. This is me. Oh, show that less often. My fiddles. We're going to come to this one. We're going to come down to my draw bird. Okay, and that's got bird X, bird Y, bird radius, 0 to math pi. And we have bird X, bird Y, bird radius, 0 to math pi. Okay, so far so good. Let's flip back to mine. Begin path, fill style, fill. All of that is the same. All of that looks the same. Wait, what is this fill? Hold on. Fill. Okay, wait, what is this? Oh, that's the console log. I did that. Okay. So all of this looks the same. Then let's stop messing with it. Let's think about where else we might have problems then. Let's go ahead and check. Again, these seem like they're doing just fine. Where else are we messing with the bird? Here's our bird. Here's our gravity. Here's the restart function. Let's check my restart function. Here we go. We have the getting rid of all the pipes, making a new pipe. There's my bird. There's my gravity for restarting it. I got a beautiful little black bird there. Here's my detect collision function. Let's come up here. We've got pipe, bird, pipe. Oh, this is tough. Let's just copy this. And let's put it right here. And let's look at this sort of line by line. So what I'm looking at is this versus this. And other than some spacing, they look very close, except, hold on a second. I have a pipe. So this is what I have. Pipe and pipe. Good. Less than, bird X, plus bird radius, and pipe.x, pipe W, greater than bird X, and then over here there's no bird X. So that might be a thing, but it's probably not that big of a deal because our pipe isn't showing up at all, but we've missed that particular line of, well, that particular portion of the code. So I'm just going to add it in here and we'll run it again. And yeah, so still no bird, which is a thing. Still working as intended though. So then we have bird Y, bird radius, pipe, bird Y, bird radius, pipe.height, pop.height, plus gap. Okay, so far so good. We even have the same comments, which is fine. You don't need to have your same comment or the same comments that I have, but it's okay if you do. Then you have pipe X, pipe W, bird X, bird radius. Okay, so your collision detection looks just fine to me. Your draw pipes is probably doing just fine. You've got your steps there. Make pipe. My pipes are purple. All right, yours is blue. Why isn't your ball showing up? Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can. Okay, so one, it's moving really quick. The negative here means that it's above where we want to be. Looks like it's, hold on, let's mess around with this for a second and let's just get rid of gravity. Bye gravity. Let's run this again. We should have a beautiful error saying that gravity doesn't exist, gravity's not defined. Yeah, perfect. So we're going to come down here to our update. We're going to get rid of gravity. Bye gravity, and bye gravity. I guess we don't need to set bird Y to bird Y, so we're just going to comment out those spots. And hopefully when we run this, if we inspect this, we're going to see in our console that it's not changing, right? It's always stuck at 75. which is good. If I hit the space button, hold on a second. I think the space button is actually adjusting gravity in this case down here. Yeah, so we should have seen some errors saying that gravity doesn't exist. But that's okay. So we're going to comment that out. And so we're going to run that again. 75. I'm waiting for, well, really, I'm just kind of waiting for a gap to show up around here somewhere at the 75 mark to see if, oh, that one might be close enough. Nope. That one might be close enough. Nope. Well, why isn't your birdie showing up? Okay. One other try. Let's move the bird to after the pipes. I mean, let's copy that. Let's put it down. This is on my function update. Let's put it after the letters, right? The score right up here is showing up on top of everything. Let's run it now. My bird still isn't showing up. Begin path. Draw bird. Look, I'm going to take this. I'm going to take it. It's mine. I'm going to paste it right onto here. And I mean, it went back a bit, but let's run this. See, that ticks me off. Let's undo that. All right, let's look really closely then at these. This is function draw bird. This is function draw bird. I'm not seeing anything different. In fact, hold on a second. This is begin path. This is begin path. Still not seeing anything different. CTX fill style. CTX fill style. No difference here. This is CTX arc. Right? So far so good. Bird radius, bird Y, bird X, 0 to math dot. Ah! Right here. Lowercase I. A lowercase I. That was our problem. It's all green and everything. Look how green that is. See, it's beautiful. So if I run this, it doesn't show up because that lowercase I is a lowercase I. If I make that a capital case I run it, it shows up. Yay! Okay, so let's uncomment the gravity of the situation. Let's add that back in. I think I got rid of the gravity. Oh, apparently my restart function never got called. It did. It got called multiple times. I don't know why I didn't get an error for it, but well, probably because it was just like, oh, gravity equals 1. You know. Let's get rid of these. I was just creating a local variable in that function. So, and then let's put gravity right here too, which is probably also what was happening down here for the local functions. Okay, so now my spacebar is happy. I did make your ball or your bird black. Hey, your score counter is keeping score. That's good. Let's see if I can get another score in there. It reset its score too. So fantastic job. This is a hard game, guys. I'm not a good maker, or I'm not a very good like player of video games. Okay. Okay, there's one score. Got it. I'm so good at this. Okay, I got a whole high score of 1. Now your bird was originally here bird colored, just to show you like if we run this, bird is apparently just black, which is fine. If you want a different color in here, you know, like a green bird, or a blue bird, right? You can put a lot of different colors in there. So we're happy. We've done it. We figured out why your bird wasn't showing up because of your lowercase I. We read through a lot of your other errors, a lot of those red dots. I hope this helps. And thank you for asking the question.